It is a great honor for me to be here today as your City Council President to speak on behalf of the White Ribbon Campaign at the City of Lawrence. This is the first annual event that we will be hosting. But as you know, that this is a statewide campaign that has been going on since the year of 2008 with multiple organizations, especially the Jane Doe Incorporated organization. At this point, I would like to thank several people who are joining us, elected officials and different department employees who are with us today, including Mayor Dan Rivera, Councilor Giovanni Rodriguez, Councilor Mayra Ortiz. We also have Maria de la Cruz from the office of State Senator Barbara L'Italian, and we have representation from the office of Congresswoman Nikki Songas. So thank you very much for your presence. At the same time, I would like to thank, we have our wonderful state representative, Frank Moran, right in the back. So additionally, we have department heads, including Jamie Melendez from the Veterans Department, our police chief, and I don't know if I'm missing any other department heads at this point. I don't think I see any other. So again, we have gathered here because we're going to work together to be able to end gender violence, not only in the city of Lawrence, but throughout the United States. And it is important that we stick together and assist others that will be in need at any given point. I am personally a victim of domestic violence. I went through it as a child, and I saw my mom suffer. I saw the abuse that was going on in my house and how it impacted my life. So this is a topic that I am very passionate about, and that's why I'm standing here as a young man, as a professional, as someone that went through it, to say that enough is enough and we have to end this. So I do appreciate the presence of each and every one of you. Mi nombre es Kendris Vázquez, soy presidente del Consejo Municipal y le doy las gracias y les doy la bienvenida a todos ustedes por estar acá celebrando la campaña de la cinta blanca para poder terminar lo que es la violencia doméstica. Muchísimas gracias por su asistencia. Vamos a darle nuestra bienvenida al alcalde Rivera. Let's welcome Mayor Rivera, who's going to say a few words.
Good afternoon. I'm going to try to be succinct and thoughtful in my words. I know everybody's cold, but it's kind of good that it's cold so that we're all awake. Right? We gotta be woke. That's what we gotta be woke about this issue. And I, like Kendris, am so happy to be here. I too have lived through those times where you hear the violence happening in your very own home, and it makes us stronger people for it. And I'm glad that we got a chance to raise the flag. I got a chance to speak in Boston yesterday. To talk about what we're doing here in Lawrence, and I talked about the guerrilla tactics that we use here to educate the men of our community. And it's like, when you fight a war, you can have contemporary wars, you just go up and fight face to face, so you try to do the guerrilla tactics so people don't know when you're coming. And I talked about the March of the Brides and how impactful it is to have 150 women dressed up in brides outfits walking down Broadway and walking up Essex, and how impactful that is and educated that is. Talked about De La Mano's efforts to do the softball tournament, where they get all these guys to come in and play softball, but they don't know that right before they get to play softball, they got to listen to Sandy and and Wendy talk about domestic violence. They thought they were going to play softball, but they get the education piece of it. So it's really important to do that. But I think that's why Lawrence is making strides, with the support of the Mayor's Health Task Force, keeping us focused on this issue, making strides to make a better, a safer place for the women in our community. And, the most recent people, victims like Maria Morton, but going back through my administration, I can remember all of these incidences where men have taken violence and taken lives away from women. And every time it's a surprise, but every time we say the same thing, it shouldn't happen. So every day that we make this an education thing, the better it is for us. I think the safer we make our community. I'd like to take now to, I think I have the proclamations, do that now, to a recognition of the local White Ribbon Day ambassadors. These are men in our community who are pushing the education and making sure everyone is following in line. So, Joshua Alba, if you can come up here, Joshua Alba. Joshua Alba, the Rogue founder and co-chair of Mayor's Health Task for the Youth Network. Come on, Joshua. I'll give you that. Andres Gonzalez, Ray Maddock, where you at? Come on up. The Great Lawrence Community Action and Tri-Chair of Mayor's Health Task Force Men's and Women's Health Working Group. Luis Martinez, the Director of Facilities and Maintenance over at the YW. Where's Luis? Come on over, Luis. My friend and colleague, one of my friends in government, my brother-in-arms, Candries Vasquez, the District C City Council, my City Council President. But I'm going to use yours to read. Come on. So this is a certificate of appreciation for all of the men here that are pushing this out in honor and recognition of your ongoing support and participation in the White Ribbon campaigns locally and for your commitment to the elimination of violence against women. Thank you for making Lawrence better. Signed, Dan Rivera.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
The last thing I'll say is that, if men don't stand up and tell men that it's not acceptable, then the problem continues. So it's up to us to change the culture in our community. Thank you. Do we do a photo? It's cold. Oh, one over here. Got it? All right, stay warm.
Wow, this was definitely a surprise to me, and I'm guessing that this is also a surprise to the rest of the ambassadors. So, guys, thank you very much for the work you're doing. This is something that us as men, we have to stick together and get out there, get the message out and say enough is enough. It has to come from us. We are responsible to ensure that the message gets out. So, thank you for what you're doing each and every single day. Para mí eso fue una gran sorpresa. No estaba esperando que el alcalde reconocería a mí o a los otros compañeros que están acá. Pero esto significa que tenemos una responsabilidad de que nos tenemos que parar juntos y decir que ya basta. Y tenemos que regar el mensaje y dejarle saber a todas las personas de que vamos a estar en pie de lucha para asegurar que la violencia termina aquí. Now, I would like to welcome our Chief of Police as he's going to join us raising the flag today, as well as Andres Gonzalez, who will be doing something very special today.
All right, I had the chance to go to Boston yesterday, and I was asked to recreate the pledge in a hip hop song, and I had the honor to do this. So I want to recite to you what I've done, and the song will be out real soon. The White Ribbon Campaign will be pushing the song forward. So this is a little bit of how it goes like. I will promote respect and equality and be a role model for all those who follow me. I will speak out against bad attitudes and behaviors to my neighbors, friends, and strangers. If it contributes to sexual assault or domestic violence, I won't remain silent. I will rise as a man, as a father, as a brother, as a son, till our movement is won. I will remind myself and all of the other brothers that gender violence would affect your mother, your brother, your sister, and our sons and daughters. And it's a man's issue, so we need to work harder. Regardless of your background or identity, it could affect us all just like a hidden enemy. So let's join hands and unite as one and pass a new knowledge of self down to our sons. Faced with oppression, I will confront it. Sexism, homophobia, racism, whoever's done it. It doesn't matter, no man should put up with that. Support a white ribbon, that's what I got planned for that. Too many people that I know have been victimized. We need to be more compassionate and civilized, because we'll never ever know the pain that you know, but we'll know your name. You'll never be a Jane Doe. Thank you. All right, so right now we're going to raise the flag, but we are going to do the pledge. So all the men that are here, I gave you the pledge already, right? Pull out the pledge. And as we're raising the flag, we're going to recite the pledge together. and try to do it to the end of every sentence. Are we ready? Everybody ready? On three. 1, 2, 3. I will promote respect, dignity, and equality. I will speak out against attitudes and behaviors that contribute to sexual assault and domestic violence. I will remind myself and others that gender-based violence is a man's issue that affects all of us, regardless of our backgrounds and identities. I will confront sexism, homophobia, racism, transphobia, and other forms of oppression. I will find out how to help when I suspect that someone I know is a victim or offender of sexual assault or domestic violence. And there's the flag, everybody. Show some love. Yeah! Woo! Sorry, one more thing. Inside, in the City Hall, first floor, we have an information table with all information about events that are happening around the White Ribbon Day campaign and local events as well. Haverhill has an event coming up as well, so go to the table, sign your name, find the information you need, and it's all there for you right there in the first floor of City Hall.
Great. Thank you very much, Andre, for that wonderful, rap that you just did. But it is important to understand and recognize certain domestic violence program services agencies that are here today with us, including the YWCA of Gary Lawrence, including Mary O'Brien, who's the executive director, Sue Staples, Janice Valverde, Arelis Huerta, as well as Mariel Batista, Yocati Salazar, Marta Román, Felicitas Román, Julissa Peña, pero no nos podemos olvidar, we cannot forget De La Mano Incorporated, who's also here in the house today, including board members Sandy Almonte, Wendy Luzon, and Flor Maldonado. So thank you for the great work that you're doing. But we also have to remember that we have one particular lady in this audience that has always been the driving force behind not just women, but us men as well. And that is Vilma Martinez Dominguez. I know she just changed her last name recently, so it's difficult. We have to get Vilma Martinez Dominguez. Vilma, I know that you're the coordinator of, and director of social justice initiatives of the YWCA. So thank you for what you're doing, as well as the Mayor's Health Task Force. Thank you for everything, guys. And this is only the beginning. We have to stay together. We have to stand up and say enough is enough. No more domestic violence. Thank you.